basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, brek. Hosta, mechta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, brek. Hosta, mefta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, brek.
Yazor, why yazor, go, if ma.
la musique, roge play. Zika kumba jumba noro, kumba jumba hero, kumba jumba opposite way.
Yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we descend deeper and deeper into a more wretched hive. Hello, everyone. I'm Pierce, and I will be the living force of this game. And this is the band. Say hello, band.
Hello,
band.
Some of us are used to that joke.
So that's what it's like to be on the other side of that joke.
It's just as underwhelming.
Yeah, it's not any better on this side. So, welcome everyone. So this is our new game set. Well, I guess we'll get all into that. But we have a returning character in Merdenki, and we'll sort of be. This is our sort of pseudo sequel to Smuggler's Reverse. Where you can go catch up with that if you want to know sort of the prequels of this sequel trilogy. There's no regular trilogy in our world. There's only the prequels and the sequels.
Original trilogy never happened?
Original trilogy never happened. We don't have that on our stream.
It is the most overrated of the Star Wars movies. The original trilogy. It's like garbage. Ugh.
Oh man.
They're so old.
So he dies first, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But despite the reference of the show's title, we will touch nothing with that. Don't worry, none of that will come up. Excellent. Well, then I think we'll just dive in. We begin with a hot spotlight shining down on a stage. Merdenki standing in the middle of a stage, surrounded by his band in a palace of people, a crowded audience watching as Merdenki finishes his rapturous clue horn solo.
All right, that was Come Away to Camino Bay. Hope you all like that. While we're vamping, I'd like to just introduce the band to you, people who help make the magic happen. All right, well, first we got over here on the organo loop. Name is, looks like that smudged writing on his hand. Chansey Motel. Say hello, Chansey. Yeah, that's great. All right. Next up, got on the grab tambourine. We've got Vendor Risk. Did I say hello, Vendor? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, let's have a round of applause for Vendor Risk, everybody. All right. Next up on vocals, we've got Tip Gal Whammy Pooper. Tip Gal, give him a wave. All right, nice. And last but of course certainly not least, on the Shelian Dulcimer, we have Kneeling Fax. Give a wave. All right, on to the next song.
And you hear just sort of applause coming out from the audience, just sort of applauding you and the band and stuff like that. And then above everything else, you hear this sort of this like thunderous like clapping, and then you simply hear, ho 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 ho. And we go back. Maybe we go back some time. The year is ABY 35, 5 years after the fall of the First Order, which I cannot stress enough is 5 times longer than the First Order was in power. Merdenki, you are piloting the whaler. You've left the Corellian system, where you have grown tired of playing for the new Republic Restoration Committee and their fundraisers and their organizations to try to build support on Corellia. And you are making your way. Pause for special effects. Incoming. as you make your way into the Hutta system, because despite all time frames, Hutt's still gonna Hut and maintain shore. So the whaler makes its way into coming out of hyperspace.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Like butter as always.
And you make your way to the moon off of Nalhutta, Nar Shaddaa, the Ecumenopolis, the city moon. That is sort of a darker looking city than, say, something like Corellia or Coruscant or something like that. There's something like a grunginess here, even though it is sort of a well-established and wealthy place. And you make your way down to a spaceport dock, and are free to you're sort of expected, so there's no issue checking in. And as you exit,
I need no introductions.
of course. As you exit out, there's actually, notably, interestingly enough, on many other planets you've sort of encountered, there are various humanoids that sort of take it. Here, everything seems to be run by, at least the spaceport seems to be run entirely by droids. So it's a lot more automated. There's not a lot of humanoid touches here. So you kind of go up and just sort of drop your keys onto like a droid, like onto a droid receptacle. And someone comes and takes it.
Don't scratch it.
And it's almost like a gonk droid looking thing.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But you do see a familiar face waiting for you out next to what is effectively like the air speeder equivalent of like a passenger van. And you see a Bith standing there. He has sort of a long, sort of like a turtleneck style shirt over sort of like underneath like a formal jacket. And he's like, "Hey, there's my baby.
Hey.
How you doing, Murdenki?
How
Welcome
you
to Nar
doing?
Shaddaa."
I'm sure you're happy to have me. So,
I am. Is
when-
it just you? Is there none of the hyperspace dream with you?
Yeah, we're taking a break. You know.
Oh, well, I could have brought the nicer car then, if it was just going to be you. I guess you could stretch out in the back if you like, or something. But
Don't mind if I do.
all right. Well, I guess we'll take you on all the way to the palace. Unless there's somewhere you need to stop, but I believe the rest of the band is waiting for you.
Right. Yeah, the new guys. Yeah, no.
Well,
Let's move.
I mean, technically you're the new guy, but
Right. Yeah, well, technically, but to them, to me, they're the new guys. That's all that really matters, right?
you're gonna fit in great, Murdenki. I'm certain of that,
I know
babe.
I will.
All right, so he climbs in front of the airspeeder. You can join him either in the front. You can climb into one of these several rows. It's like 4 rows of seats.
I climb into one and then like put my feet up on the seat in front of me as I like relax to wait for him to drive me.
Excellent. And so as he takes off and he sort of starts flying over, you can see sort of the different sectors of the city as you fly over Nar Shaddaa. And noticeably, you see like the area you're in is more of like an industrial area. There's sort of more like, it feels like this is like warehouses, storage units, and things like that. And you can see there's clearly a lower area like that seems like, that's sort of maybe more where like there's a bunch of neon lights down there. Maybe a place to Murdenki would like to get into some trouble later. And sort of as you're sort of heading into Hutta town, you can see this sort of giant building, almost looking more like a fortress, right? And there's these sort of giant sort of metal brass doors that sort of slide open that look like they've been like routinely polished. They still have such a shimmer. You're not used to seeing sort of like space doors that have been that well taken care of, right? And as you kind of come in, you see lots of the area looks very extravagant, right? It seems like a lot of attention is paid to the things here. So if you land, he lands in sort of like his clearly looks like an established parking spot. You can see there's an Arabesh sign that says, Gahahu Foons parking. And he leads you out of, he takes you out and leads you way, and it's just sort of like, yeah. So we're just gonna head over to the sort of the performance space, babe, and we'll get you introduced to the band. Is there anything you need any questions you have? Anything you want to know before we go in there?
No. Let's go in cold.
All right then. And he walks you into a space, and yeah, sure enough, like there's several, like he walks you down sort of like a grand entrance way, and there's you see sort of like there's staircase that goes up to where there's clearly like some sort of, this is sort of like where an audience would be held, right? You see like a giant sort of seating area where sort of sized for a hut, right?
Right.
And then there's like two giant doors, one to the left, one to the right. He leads you to the left, and the left sort of opens up into the performance space. So you can see there's to the end, there is a far stage on the far side, and then there's sort of like in the center of the build, there's like a bar that's been set up in there, and there is a Zabrak there behind the bar, and beyond that though, there is just what you see, a couple figures sort of scattered around the area. Presumably, this is the band. It's sort of midday, so there isn't really like a whole lot of activity in here. It's afternoon, so the musicians have been able to make it up, and, get up and get here in time. But you sort of see the great there. It's like, well, so do you want me to go take you along and introduce you to them, or like?
I'm gonna walk directly to the bar and order a drink first.
Sure. And so this Zabrak walks over. What can I get for you?
Give me a Tatooine sunrise.
A Tatooine sunrise, coming up. And as they start to mix it up, they look at you. So you the new guy?
Say that.
All right.
Better get used to my face. I'm gonna be big around here.
Yeah, they, your face will probably be plastered somewhere.
Absolutely. Wait, what?
And they slide you. They slide you this drink. Enjoy. Drinks are complimentary for the band.
As it should be. Thank you very much. I'll turn around, and then I walk back to Gahuha.
Gahuha. Yeah.
Gahuha. And as now, the introductions to the beer. I sip my drink.
All right, so Gahuha leads you over to where, like, most people are gathered sort of nearish to the stage, kind of waiting, lounging, right? And, Hey, babes. I've got your new band leader here, Merdenki. Figured you'd all want to meet him.
You see, like, a Glimfish who is, like, 4 feet tall, by the way. Like, not a large dude at all. In a fedora, sipping a tattoo.
And yeah, at this point, if you want to all feel free to introduce yourself and like what species you are, any sort of notable things about your appearance. Why don't we start with you, Neela?
Hi, I'm Neela Fox, and I'm a Tigruda, and but I'm the kind of Tigruda who wears pantaloons. You know what I'm saying? I can run around. I can play my shillelagh dulcimer. I'm pretty cool. I like to hang out. I don't know. Maybe we can all hang out and get to know each other over. I see you're already drinking. It's wow.
5 o'clock on some planet.
Indeed, it is. You're a professional, right?
And absolutely.
Okay. Just want to make sure before you imbibe too many.
No amount of drinks could make me mess up on the food ball. Don't worry.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. What you say your name was again? Vendor? I'll get it eventually.
Neela Fox.
Right, yeah, Neela. Kneeling. Yeah.
Tip Gallo.
Sir, you look different from the ones who are usually around here. My name is Tip Gala.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Merdenki.
I would be a little careful with those drinks. They can be a bit strong.
It's fine. I've done whole shows I don't even remember. I take another swig.
Okay.
And Tip Gallo, what do you look like? What's your word?
Oh, I am a Twi'lek. and I'm blue. I'm not very much into fashion or any of those things. I just like to go with the flow and try to hang out with who's around.
Excellent. And then when we go to you, Venom, see you and Chanson sort of shaking your heads over there.
Hi, Merman. My name is Venom Rosk. You can call me Venom Rosk or like another nickname you think of. So far, Seaman refuses to call me a nickname, but we're working on it. And I'm a Paladuvan. I'm very tall. I would love to be not as tall, though. So I don't want to slouch. I do walk with a kind of curious bent leg kind of thing, so I can be like a little bit cuter and short. And I have a beautiful like metal plate on my neck that I made. I can make them for anyone. Seaman won't wear his, but
it seems entirely non-functional. Okay.
Yeah, and I have very pale skin, which is totally fine.
All right, Vendor. What was your name again?
You can call me Vendor totally. My name is
Okay, cool,
Venom.
great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll call you something. And who's the last one?
My name is Chanson Motet. I've heard your music.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I've got to say, I'm so just blown away by the idea that you'd have a jizz or jazz musician in a cantina. It's just never been done before, so I'm just so impressed to have someone of your caliber here, you know.
Huh. At least somebody knows what's up.
Okay, yes.
What was your name again?
Chanson Motet.
Chansey. I'm gonna call you Chansey. Is that okay?
No,
Chansey.
it's really
All
not.
right.
It's not even remotely okay. And I suppose yes, Chanson is a human. What? Shocker. Chanson is a human. He's probably early 30s ish. I guess I actually had not considered his age at all. We'll say early-ish 30s. He's a bit unkempt, kind of 5 o'clock shadow, sort of sandy hair, and he's wearing a sort of kind of a rather brightly colored jacket of Alsatian design with kind of a mosaic pattern on the back. And he's currently tuning his organolute and just kind of looking at Merdanki.
Well, and Gahahu
Gesundheit.
sort of like looks around, seems very pleased. Like, well, babes, it seems like you're all getting along great. I'm sort of leave you all to it, so you can find your own vibes together. But all the colors I'm seeing coming from all of you right now, seems like this is gonna be a great blend. And he sort of,
We'll give him a show.
he sort of turns and leaves you to your own devices.
Merdanki, do you want some drugs?
Wow, usually it takes like a few minutes for somebody to. What kind of drugs?
What do you want? I have a specialty called Lampen 75. It's a bit of it's a combination of a few different things, but it helps with performers on stage, keeps you sort of focused in the zone, that sort of thing. I can get you some spice, some glitter stim if you have the money for it. Some any other stimulants you like. Also,
Just like your side hustle or something, or
this is my side hustle. And then under some of Neela's recommendation, I have several all natural products. Nowhere near the potency.
I like to be high on life too. You know?
Neela likes some of these sort of myconidic growths, sort of mushrooms,
That's
fungi.
why I like your jackets. I like your jackets, Chanson.
Yeah, I know you do. You stare at it sometimes. Sometimes I feel you touching my back, as if you're trying to type out a code in the mosaic pattern. Okay, she's doing it right now.
All right.
So yes, I do have some more natural herbs and things. I don't know if Tip Gala has anything she's asking for
from the band's drug dealer, because that's what I rolled to be.
No.
Yeah, she's upset.
I go with more natural flow. I enjoy the tea and keeping my mind very sharp.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get a Corellian tea.
Sure. Actually, would you grab me one as well? I'd appreciate that. So yes, Madenki, do you need anything at the moment?
Let's hold off until we've done a practice run, yeah?
Sure.
So, what do you all play?
Shillelagh dulcimer. And I go.
I play the vocal, sweetie. That's what I stick with.
No disrespect to Mimi Ponini from your album, but Tipgala is a massive step up.
All right.
Well,
I want to
thank
make
you.
one thing clear here. I don't want you to discuss any of the names of my former bandmates, all right?
Really?
I'm done with them.
Because I have a lot to talk about with them on the
That's
album
bad.
that you recorded at.
He's told us all about them. I heard they're terrible.
We played a few of the tracks from the Namadii concert before you got here. Your famous
Could everyone
That's who he is.
could
that's
everyone
this guy.
make a cultural from actually Murdenki you don't have to, but everyone else make a cultural. You can all have one bonus.
A cultural bonus, so.
I don't seem to know who he is at all.
When you say
I
one
rolled a
vote,
96.
is that like rolling at advantage?
Yeah, exactly. So that would be like rolling 2 of the tens.
Got it. Oh, that's good. Because 36 versus 99, 36 is... So how many under are we supposed to get?
So you just want to get under, and that's a success.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
I live under a rock. I have no idea who he is.
That's fair.
Just jumping into the music scene.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
it's-
failed too.
So it's more just like I would. Oh, and sorry, Chanton.
I nearly decided to spend luck on it to get it to an extreme. I'm only 2 away, but I'll save my luck. I have a hard success on that one.
Okay. Hard success. So basically, Neela and Chanson, you both are sort of a little more tapped into sort of the wider music scene. Tipgala and Venom, you're more just relying on stuff that Chanson and Neela have told you. But the two of you would know that the Hyperspace Dream, Murdenki's band, has actually been sort of wildly successful in the 5 years since this, to the point where basically the bands have all started, everyone in the band started releasing either solo albums or in addition to several albums with the Hyperspace Dream, there have also been several solo projects from that. They're all enjoying sort of wild success.
Yep.
Neela
Space Dream
feels
wasn't good enough for them, I guess. They had to do their own thing.
Neela feels like anything that mainstream can't be good.
It is definitely, and I don't say the following in order to insult you, Murdenki, or at least only to insult you, but your music is definitely the kind of thing that would be played in sort of in like a motel, you have a very broad appeal. What the Hyperspace Dream sort of did together.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yes.
Like an inn?
Janson
You were
is my
saying
name.
right, Chansey is what I said.
It's really not what he
anyways,
said at all.
I feel like you're one of those people who just hates things that are popular.
I don't. I actually like.
And
them
I
to be
understand. No. I understand. I am very popular. I'm very successful. I have very many records to my name. And I'm a very skilled musician. I know that can be intimidating. I understand where you're coming from. But maybe before we start throwing accusations around, we should just see how we play together.
That's fine. We'll have to get to that at this point. I suppose I'm curious that you describe yourself as being so sort of popular and successful. If that were the case, why are you here?
Everybody needs a break now and then.
Oh.
Limelight is a tiring thing. Sometimes you just gotta take time to lay low a little bit.
Okay.
At this point, a Toydarian kind of comes flitting into the room. He has blue skin, sort of the fly-like Watto from episode 1. Sort of comes floating into the room. He has sort of very nice garments on. Sort of looks almost like sort of silken tunic almost draped around him. And he sort of flits up to you and he's like, "Hello, I am Zug Zeglo. I am the major domo for Gracchus, Lord Gracchus, the hut, whose domain you all in. I mean, all of you are aware of this, but this is more for Mordanki's benefit than any of you. You are all established here. I just sort of wanted to come see how things were going, as Lord Gracchus will not be in attendance tonight, but I believe there is a nightly performance as sort of people mill about. I just wanted to come and check on the sort of the status you are finding of getting our band into shape, Mordanki."
Well, you certainly handed me some rough merchandise, but I think I can get them whipped into shape in no time.
Hey.
Excuse me, sir. Who are you calling rough?
Well, I haven't heard you play.
Matt.
That's true. Why don't we give it a run?
Okay.
Very well. Then I suppose you should all take the stage.
All right. What's a
You
good
guys ready?
standard jizz song?
Well, there are
Bandages.
there's oh, get ready, Anna. You have no idea. So I would say that
What
anything
it's called in Star Wars.
anything from sort of one of the most famous bands of Figuring Down and the Modal Nodes being, Mad About Me. It's probably
It's mad about Bjorn Lopty neck. He's clearly going to. I'll bet you all the drugs you want to do, he's going to pick one of those two. They're the most popular.
I was actually going to leave it up to you to choose.
Oh, should we choose? Should we do one of our own arrangements? You want to try to keep up with what we do?
I'll do my best. Let's see what you
Wouldn't have
got.
heard one of these on the Hollow Net.
Yeah, okay.
It's
well,
all
then
right.
let's-
I can improvise. That's what jizz is all about.
Ooh, Mordanki, we haven't discussed this yet. I played the
Grav tambourine.
tambourine, am I right? Which I love. I mean, I did think it was the one with the strings when they told me that's what I had to play, but it's not.
She means a triangle.
Yeah. But would you like me to stand in the front?
So it would be great if we could all just line up for this one, and obviously I'm the headliner, so I will be in the very front, but you can be right behind me. How about that?
But we'll work on it.
Awesome. All right, let's get started.
All right, well, this is a little number that incorporates all of our disparate styles. We call this one Shadowtown Gumbo.
Right.
all right. With everyone under your, I believe it's all under your mental skills, you will find your specific instrument stat. If you would all roll, every one of the established band can roll with one bonus.
One additional
Mordanki-
bonus?
Yeah.
So if we already get a bonus, we get 2 bonus.
Yes. Cool. Mordanki, I would like you to roll with 4 penalties.
Okay.
I barely succeeded. So
Don't forget, you also have force points. If you can spend force points to re-roll if you want.
So yeah,
You can.
Right.
Perfect. You can also spend luck to.
What was the one thing that I had nuts bonuses for? I forget.
Wait, so the orange one means that we can roll that at advantage.
Yes. So
Yes.
you'll
And-
actually roll 3. Since I'm giving you an additional, you have 2 bonuses. You'll actually roll 3.
And it just makes it easier because there's multiple dice. In this game, these are the only thing when you're rolling at advantage, you only roll the tens columns more than once.
Okay.
So you roll the ones column one time and those multiple times. I
in that
rolled
case,
the
I can
same
do the
number
force
on all 3 of my tens columns, so I'm actually going to spend 1 luck point to redo that.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Can I spend force points for bonuses? Is that how it works?
So you can spend a force point to cancel out like
One
penalties.
penalty.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 1 bonus on the one, so it's
Yeah.
down to 3
3
penalties.
penalties.
So
3
I will spend 2 more force points, so
Failure.
I'll have 1 penalty.
Is that
This. Oh, go ahead.
That-
Go ahead. Finish.
so? If that has unless you roll another 0, so if the single digit one is a 0, then that's a 100. Otherwise, it's double zeros.
Okay, so if I rolled this at a 9, I rolled a 9.
Correct.
Got it.
Which for you is very good.
Yeah, for you, that is an extreme success.
Listen, Nayla plays that little Chilean dulcimer like slash, just she zones in.
Like slash.
Yeah. It might even
Okay.
it just with her. What are they called? Her mandible things. What are they?
Oh,
Montrals.
Her montrals just kind of
so
cover like.
Oh,
You
perfect.
know what I mean?
Yeah, she goes in the zone. So we have an extreme success from Neil Fox. Tipgala,
I have a regular success.
regular success, no problem. Chanson,
Extreme success.
extreme success from Chanson, and Venom.
A cool failure.
Cool. Excellent.
Cool.
Perfect. So the rest of the band, so one thing is, right, you're still just kind of even getting your clue horn set up, and they already start launching in Mordenki, right? So they're already playing. It's already kind of a case. You see Venom kind of standing just behind where you, like, right where you told her to, and she's just sort of like and you can tell it's like it's not a syncopated beat. It's just sort of off constantly.
Then
right?
hit it now. And do you see? And 3 and 4 and hit and now. No, wrong. Hit when I say now.
Now.
Oh god.
So, but
See what we're dealing with here.
Mordenki, what are the results of your roll?
I got a hard success.
A hard success. Excellent. So, I'm impressed.
Oh.
Thank you.
So you already see like a cohesive unit, right? Taking her and it's unfamiliar. You're feeling people out. You have these 4 new musicians to try to gain their styles of, and you recognize, given like your knowledge of music stuff, you can recognize all these different styles that are happening, right? You recognize that that there is some sort of chamber music happening from Chanson, something, and you can recognize that there's something a little more in the flaunt category coming from Neela Fox, and you can hear that the vocals, that just sort of there's that sort of tone of Ryloth's soul coming from Tipgala, right? And after just a moment of calculating and stuff, and as you're adjusting your clue horn, you come in right at the right time to sort of join in and sort of feed into this whole thing, and weirdly, all these different styles start to sort of mesh together, right? You have sort of like, there's like all these little flourishes start to sort of feed into each other. Like we're like flaunt hands off, you come in and just start wailing your jizz. And I'm gonna hate this campaign.
Just don't say it. Also, for the record, we made a big deal of this. He plays jats, okay? He plays jizz and jats. So you can always say he's playing jats.
But it's the jizz that flows through me.
Yeah.
That's really
He's a jizz whaler, though.
Flows out of you.
He has to share his jizz with the world.
Yeah.
The one thing that you are even like the one thing you are struggling to, and actually Neela sort of seems to find a way to sort of feed into and almost anticipate Venon's beats. So for Neela and Venom seem to be on a line together, but everyone else, despite your being able to come in and sort of, it's like sort of tapping into back your early days of just jamming, right? You manage to kind of find a spot and flow in with everything.
It reminds me of the hyperspace, because boy, do I know disparate styles from my own band. So it's not honestly something super new to me to have to like kind of pull things together, but this is definitely a new level.
And sort of as it wraps up, you kind of all feel that this is actually coming together much more cohesively than it even did under your previous frontman.
Who was that?
Stokes. Stokes was he was a leap jump musician that was a Thalothian.
Leap jumpers.
And it's Stoke. Yes, like stoked.
I'm glad he's gone.
He definitely seemed like he was stoked a lot of the time.
Yeah, he was
I'm
so
stoked he's not here, so.
All right.
If I could punch that man in the face.
I don't think he's got a friend left in this band.
That's where I come in.
That's true. So are we done? Did we play that?
And I think like as it sort of wraps up,
Real good.
it sort of ends, and you have this moment where you're sort of standing there, and Zug Zeglo is sort of off in the crowd, and he sort of starts applauding. He's like, well, That was much better than I expected for my first go.
Not bad, not bad.
Well,
Turn
everything
around
seems,
to the group.
everything seems to be in order. Then I shall be on to the rest of my duties here as the major domo. But Merdenki, there will be someone who will come by with sort of the details of where your apartment is.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can just have them. You know where to find them.
And Zigzaglo sort of gets up flips up off the stool and starts flitting away out the door, leaving you all alone once again. The only person behind only the bartender, Stebix, is the only person in the room.
I turn
I
around.
need another drink. You guys need a drink?
I would love one, actually. Yeah.
All right,
And I
got you.
down mine. Is that anything that's left in mine?
You know, there's
So- a little rough around the edges, but worked with worse. You're all not bad.
So Venom, just so you know, I tell you this a lot of times. There is this button on the side of your grab tambourine you can hit so it would autoplay. So,
Oh, right. But as you can see,
What's the fun in that, Chanson?
thank you. I'm getting better and better. Like, I feel like we can all feel that.
Right. Remember,
Ross
5
does an okay
3/4.
job.
5 3/4.
I-
Every 5 3/4.
Neela, I so wish you would not encourage that.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you measure 3/4? Am I right?
Because you can't, for that too. For a lot of
Right.
reasons, I wish that was...
You count quarters, and then at the third one, 5 and then 3/4.
Exactly. Cannot be done. No one can know. It's okay.
Right,
You
just-
know what? I think I need 2 drinks this time around.
This here's the button, and see if you... I'd love to hit the button on her grab tambourine, just so it will just kind of like...
Sure. Yeah.
Just on its own. So you can always do that if you're ever confused.
Gotcha. Don't hit the button.
It's like
and-
I say words and people don't understand the words I say. Is what it seems like.
Well,
I know what you mean, Chansey.
Once you approach the bar, Tibgala, Stebix walks up and they already have some Corellian tea for you. Did you want the tea, Tibgala, or it looks like you might want something stronger?
Stebix, I'm gonna need something stronger this time. I don't know how we're gonna get through this performance.
Well, I know you do like those Corellian drinks, so we do have some Corellian brandy we just got in.
Make it a double.
All right. And they sort of, get a glass and pour you some. And Merdenki, sticking with the tequila sunrise. Sorry, the Tatooine sunrise.
Either one.
We did get some Plu 2 wine in specifically for you.
Oh, I knew this was a good place. Yeah, give me one of those. A whole glass.
All right, and sort of pour some. Anyone else need anything? No?
I just would like something strong. I'm hutty and sober, so I just take, mushrooms.
Right. I know we do this every time, Neela.
Just something refreshing, but nothing that is mind-altering, because I'm in a good spot right now.
Certainly.
Oh, anyway,
I'll
yes,
get
Neela, here are your incredibly potent mushrooms.
Thank you.
Merdenki, word of
Thanks a
warning:
lot.
if you want mushrooms, do not take these mushrooms.
Oh no, these are
You
for
cannot handle
professionals
these
only.
mushrooms. I have some mushrooms. These mushrooms you could probably take, and you would have a mild hallucinogenic experience. You'll be fine. Do not take the mushrooms that Neela eats.
Mild.
Do you
Just
understand?
Last time I took one, I ended up in a bar fight. And I still don't remember if I killed anyone.
Did you win?
Oh, I
did.
love those
I think
nights.
so.
Merdenki, she super did.
Well, Neela, here's your usual. Just a glass of green milk.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
It soothes the tum-tums.
Also, Chansey, you don't have to call me by my full name. You can just call me Mur. That's totally fine.
Cool.
Mer.
And you can criffin call me Chanson because it's my name.
Yeah,
Hear
that's
it?
what I was calling you, Chansey.
You are not. You're literally not.
Chansey Motel, that's you. Yeah. What was he called him, Vendor? Seaman? I like
Sea
Seaman.
Kakalaki, Seaman.
Yeah.
I'm still not correct. Okay.
That's a good vibe, yeah. Seaman on the jib.
Kakalaki. Oh boy.
So,
Alright. why don't we give that another go? You said you had other songs you wanted to try?
We can play. I mean, what is it? We'll play whatever. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to speak on behalf of the group. I, for one, was not the hugest fan. I honestly have nothing against leap jump in general, but Stokes' brand of leap jump, all of my casual insults I was hurling at popular jizz and jazz music aside, because obviously it's based on a worthwhile thing. What Stokes was playing is garbage. It's like it's so processed, you know. It's so awful. Yeah.
All that newfangled stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll. I would say you can't go wrong if you want to do any Ryloth Soul. If you know any Ryloth Soul numbers, Tip Gala is amazing at singing such music. So if you know any of that, there's.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Several...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Do I know Ryloth Soul?
Neela plays beautiful flaunt songs. Neela is gone, so she will not be playing them now, or maybe she'll playing them more beautifully than usual. Either way, let's not try to address Neela for a few moments here.
I'm gonna just practice my arpeggios.
That's fine. That's great. She hears, she has Montreal, so she echolocates, so she's hearing everything right now, and I think it already addles the brain when she... Don't take those mushrooms. You see those? Do not take those.
Not worth it.
Okay.
Merdenki,
Right.
make a luck roll for me.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. My luck. 55. 32. Success.
32 success. Yeah, you do know that there is a fairly a fairly famous Ryloth Soul song that is simply called Hut Nights and Hut Days.
Ryloth Soul. Not my usual wheelhouse, but I could do Hut Nights and Hut Days. You know that one?
Oh,
I
Yeah?
am seeing that one, sir.
Tip Gala can sing that.
All right. Let's start it then.
Venom, do you
Give it a
remember
go.
this song?
No.
Okay. So Ryloth Soul. Okay, I'm going to. Sometimes we give Venom what's called music lessons. That's not like some euphemism. We call them music lessons because they're craving music lessons.
And I metaphorically love them.
Okay. Well, I need you to really pay attention. So, Ryloth Soul is we're in sort of a simple, a 4-beat, right? So remember, you're going to count to 4. You're going to hit your tambourine 1, 2, 3, 4, but you're going to hit the 2 and the 4 harder. It's called a backbeat, right?
And then what happens to the one and the other one?
You hit them you hit them a little softer.
But like in a cute way.
Sure, in the cutest way you want, just as long as you hit them in the correct time.
Got it.
The cuteness level is entirely up to you. That's where you can shine. That's where you can really experiment.
Well, I can't really control my cute.
Okay, but what's the important thing of what I just said? You hit them at the...
Strangest times.
No, not the strangest times.
5 3/4.
It's so not 5 3/4 in a line
you
of
know what?
Soul. I mean, I know that you're going to play your dulcimer, and that will actually sound great when you do it, and it'll sound sort of just weird. But let's not tell Ven on that.
So, everyone go ahead and make your specific instrument roll. Just with your standard bonuses, Merdenki, you no longer have any penalties. And except Tip Gala, since this is your specific genre, you can have an extra.
I'm good. I got a hard success.
Excellent.
Hard success as well.
You said all zeros is 100?
Wait.
Oh!
If you want to
All zeros is 100.
Okay, so Neil is.
Oh no!
But you are standard rolling twice. You always have advantage with your dulcimer.
Yeah. I got 90 and then 100. Thank God I rolled 90.
So a 90 is just a disaster failure, but
she's tripping right now. You know what I mean?
Luck,
Yeah,
is,
that makes sense.
Go down to 49.
Just a little extra. She didn't mean to.
Success.
One too many mushrooms.
Okay, and Venom?
A-okay. Good. Regular success.
Excellent. And Merdeki?
Extreme success.
Extreme success. All right, and so this time around, like Merdenki, you're actually finding your rhythm a little bit more, and you actually do something. Like there's just this one moment where you have like a level of clarity that might actually help you vibe with this band, which is that you step out of the spotlight a little bit. You don't fade into the background with your clue horn, ever, right? But you definitely take the time to sort of bolster Tipgala.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Make them sacrifices.
That's a professional.
Yeah, this is and so this moment sort of you sort of help Tipgala by like bolstering her. You find the rises and falls, right, and you just sort of find the ways to compliment her. And notably, at least this time, Venom seems to be on beat, right? It's not amazing. There's no flourishes happening, but it is not just sort of random crashes of noise.
Well, it's good to know she can do a 4/4. It's a good starting point.
She's even getting the backbeat a little bit. The hitting the 2 and the 4.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted by something in the back.
Then stay distracted. That was oh God in heaven.
So and the sound sort of closes, and it does seem like you are all sort of blending together very quickly.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like necessarily there might be that much practice necessary before you all need to perform tonight.
Okay, I think
So
This isn't the performance.
no, it's practice.
Which is
Wait.
No, that's the right attitude.
Yelling.
You should treat every practice like it's the real performance.
All right. Well, that your clue horn sounds fantastic in the Rylar Soul song. Should we do "I'd Be a Sinner for Sindula"?
Do I know?
I like that one.
That's a fun song. Oh,
That is a very fun song.
Sure, let's give it a try.
I mean, if we're just going to roll performance checks all day, I'm here for it. I was just throwing out another funny name of a thing here.
Yeah, no, that is, if you all want to keep practicing, that's fine. But it does seem like, I think Merdenki, you kind of feel like, okay, I can lead this ragtag group. I kind of get the feel of what they're all bringing. We can do this. And Merdenki's not really one to put in her hard work, really.
Well, I've never had to. I'm naturally talented.
So it is, and usually you all, as you're sort of established and sort of playing set numbers a lot of time, you don't really gather for that much practice anyway. So it's sort of, you're sort of free to, you're sort of free to kind of go out about your days as you normally would. You can maybe get out of the palace if you like.
Did Neela pass out?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Neil needs to sleep off the
You do that
mushrooms.
a lot?
Yeah, Neela's
Just kind of in and out.
Yeah, Neela sort of here's my advice on Neela. Never count on Neela.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
If
keep that in
she
mind.
messes up one more of my performances,
She's fine.
it's okay.
Neela's great. She's great. It's at some point it becomes incumbent on us to respond to how a person is. If someone consistently demonstrates that they might take mushrooms and then be unconscious for several hours, at some point it becomes on you to say, understood, I should never put this person in a position, or myself in a position, where I'm relying upon this person to sort of be present. Is she back?
Right.
Is she awake?
I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
Around this
Right in a
time,
punching bag.
there is a female weequay who enters in. So it's sort of like leathery skin that has sort of like little sort of spikes coming off the side. Captain Hondo, if any of you are familiar. And she walks up to you, Merdenki, like directly towards you, right? And there's definitely something about this person that is like built. They sort of walk with a purpose. And she says, "Hey there, I'm Zaire. I'm head of security here."
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, normally we would just have one of the Twi'leks or the Pantorans come by. But I like to sort of see the new people myself.
Huh. There is a lot to see.
Yeah. So I don't think you're going to be much of a threat. I'm not really that concerned, so I think I can just sort of hand this over to you. And she has with it, she has sort of like a wrist. It's sort of one of those, like, basically this would be like the key to your apartment. It's like a wrist sensor that you would use to unlock the door.
Where do I find this place?
Oh, you'll find it. There's sort of there's a series of apartments we keep in Huttatown for the talent. I'm sure your companions can sort of show you. Some of them have moved out. Some of them stay there. But I believe I think probably Tipgala or Neela can probably show you.
Can I see Zer?
Yeah.
Zer, I promise, I didn't punch that dude last night, okay? He was just throwing things around. It wasn't my fault. Is that why you're here?
No, not this time, Tipgala. Don't worry, we ended up throwing that guy out anyway, so it seems like you were sort of in the right in that one this time. But I do sort of... Tipgala, I really need you to stop punching all the customers, like, at least one night. One night!
If he touches one of the waitresses again, I'm gonna take him out, okay?
Really, but I understand. And please, what I would appreciate is if you just get me or one of the other security to deal with it. It's our job.
I'm right
If you
there.
get punched in the throat and your vocals go out, what are we gonna do for the show?
I don't know. Hire
Exactly.
a singer.
Exactly. No, see.
Sorry.
So we are put in place. We are put here to protect you all, right?
I'll
As
do
well
my
as
best, but no promises, okay?
yeah, I know.
Or Genki makes a mental note to himself.
But in any case, yes, you don't seem like you'll be in any kind of trouble, so just don't be. It's usually the way that you survive here. And with that, she just sort of turns and walks away from you.
Great to meet you too. All right, well, one of you want to show me to where these apartments are? Then we can all go out for a drink or something before we do the show.
Are
I
you
want to see how you have fun in this town.
Yeah, let's go.
Hmm.
I'll show you.
Great.
Okay,
I'm sure
so
nothing could go wrong with that.
it's actually like if you're just going to the apartments, it's actually like walkable, right? Like
Okay.
they keep you all within very sort of close proximity to the palace.
Do either of us live in these apartments as well?
That's
Venom
sort of a
probably does not.
Venom does not. Chanton, that's sort of up to you. If you would have, you may have maybe got a place off campus, as it were.
I live elsewhere,
Okay.
probably to my detriment, but that's another conversation.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me, Philip.
Give me a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
2. You actually have a place in the Carillion sector.
And you know what?
You do seem to like the nice things.
I despise it. I despise Corellia. That planet thinks, oh god, as someone from one of the core worlds, Alsaken is okay. The Corellians,
There is nothing wrong with Corellia. They have a lot of good fighters there, okay?
they have good fight, but okay, I just...
Oh, you're getting all wrinkly. I don't like that.
Thank you, Venin, for pointing that out whenever I'm in. That's so appreciated when you do that.
Oh, it's good to know you all get along so well.
Yeah, I live in the Corellian sector, but I'll walk around. If we're going for a drink as a group bonding exercise, I so enjoy spending time with everyone, so I'll definitely come along for that.
Well, that's great, because it's mandatory. All right, great. Where are the apartments?
Yeah, so they're a short walk away. And sure enough, like if any of you want to, so Tipgala, Neela, if you all want to kind of go in there and get into your apartments to get anything. But Merdanki, sure enough, like you can see like there's sort of in Arabesh, it sort of says like the floor, or basically you have the apartment number written on your wristband there. And when you go in, like all of your luggage and stuff has already been sent there and offloaded. It is very clearly like cookie cutter housing, right? It's very clearly like when you like what would be corporate housing, right? There's no personality to anything. It's all very sort of standard and bland. Although there is what appears to be sort of like a gift basket, but it's all like the most stereotypical like Pluto and Glimfid snacks and drinks. Stuff that like, it's the kind of thing that like if you were in like Hershey, Pennsylvania, it's like someone gave you you're from Hershey, so everyone just sent you a bunch of Hershey bars, right? It's that level of thought.
Right. Yes.
It's still free.
So.
I've had worse. Back in my college days, I just couch surfed, so this is better than that.
You went to college?
No. Anyways, where's the bar?
So.
What kind of bar do you want?
What's the best kind?
That is a truly subjective question. I cannot answer for you.
Come on,
The ones
Chansey.
that
You
you
live
like
here.
better.
You got to show me where the good places are.
There's no good places.
That's the point. You got to have the good, bad places. Where are the good, bad places?
The Corellia bars.
Yeah.
They're the best. Let's go to a Corellia
So-
bar. We can
Fine,
have
we can
Corellia
go
ale.
to I definitely can take you to a Corellian bar. Oh, do you want to see a Corellian bar? If you're interested in seeing a bunch of like brash young gentlemen in leather jackets standing around thinking about their starships like this, like, oh god, I love my ship so much. I've just got to get it out of here. It's so important for me I love my ship, but also these missions I go on. The sky is open. I got to live in it. If you want some of that, yeah, we can take you to that, no problem. If that's
They
what
have
you're
a
looking
lot
for.
of pride.
Yeah.
Pride in their ships. A lot
God,
of
those
pride in their
Corellian
ships.
guys. God.
So.
How are the drinks? That's the real important.
They're strong. They're all
Good enough
see.
for me.
The trick of a Corellian is that they're deeply sad on the inside because their scoundrel act is just covering up deep
It's
trauma and sadness.
overcompensation.
So their drinks are very strong, so that they can find oblivion, and then I'll sell spice to them, and they'll become even more oblivious to the world around them.
Well, perfect. It's a bonding experience. It's a business opportunity for you. I think we've got our
Okay.
bar.
So,
I don't.
Chanson?
It's not my district. I am not allowed to sell there.
I think given the level of sort of fervor that Tip Gala has for this, and that Merdenki has just arrived here,
Yeah.
you know exactly where to take them.
All right.
You're going to take them to the Millennium Falcon, which is basically like the Hard Rock Cafe equivalent. It's like a theme restaurant for Corellia and the Corellian Dester.
All right, I'll take you to the Millennium Falcon. It's the bar that makes you a Kessel rum in under 12 parsecs.
Wait, parsecs are a measure of distance.
Yes, they are, and guess what?
There's no way to know.
Exactly.
Someone's going to try to retcon this bar into making sense of how they'll get you the rum in a shorter amount of space time. Yeah, come on,
I
let's
just
go to
see
the Millennium
best.
Falcon.
Excuse
All right,
me.
yeah, Millennium
The
Falcon.
person on mushrooms, that makes perfect sense to me.
I know it doesn't
I
either.
agree.
Yeah, we'll go
That's
to the
great.
Millennium Falcon. You can get some of the.
Let's go.
You can get some Wookiee cookies. They're very chewy.
All right. So yes. Actually, this is an interesting question. Chanson, you're maybe the only person who would be established enough for this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your own vehicle?
You want me to roll a luck on it?
If it's something that you care about, sure.
I'll
Go
roll
ahead.
a luck to see if I have a
I don't have a
spear.
driver's license in any galaxy.
Ooh.
I do not.
Okay. Then you'll just sort of hire in.
How much
a
time do we
speeder.
have before we perform tonight?
Oh, several hours. It's sort of just a little. Sort of. You probably have
Well, I
about
shouldn't
5-6
put
hours.
on my show pantaloons.
No, you'll probably have time to do that beforehand.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Thank you, Neil. Oh man. So. All right. So.
Is this like mounted outside of it, like,
Oh, 100%. 100%. They've like gotten a replica.
or is it like spinning the whole time?
Oh,
It's like
no, Philip, it's so much worse than that. You walk inside of it. They've built a replica of the
I was gonna
ship.
say you have to walk in it.
It's like Idle Hour, but like the
Hidden
Millennium
little
Falcon.
Yeah.
compartment. Can we
All right.
sit in the hidden compartment? I love that little space.
Oh, I love a trunk.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
very cozy. I feel safe in it.
I met Han Solo once. He smelled weird.
Smells like soup.
You know what they say, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, he wasn't even my hero, so I wasn't even hurt by it. It was just like, something's weird about this guy.
Okay, so you sort of make your way there. Merdenki would, of course, be paying for any sort of transport that's happening for this mandatory.
Oh yeah, it's
bonding
all on
exercise.
me. This is for the bonding, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you get there and you walk in, and yeah, it is like.
There's a little ramp. So you just go where like. Do.
So and.
Special effects budget off the charts.
It's
Strings.
So yeah, you walk inside and it's corporate, but in like so you have the sort of very distressed, artfully sort of replicated outside, right? But no one in the Corellian sector actually wants to live in that or operate in that, right? So when you come inside, everything is the most like sleek, modern, like glass and smooth polished metal everywhere. All right, it's also like it's not very crowded in here because it is still also like just like your practice probably lasted at most like an hour. I think you were probably hanging out there and stuff like that. So it's still like early afternoonish. There's not a lot of people in the bar. There is a behind the bar sort of setting up stuff for the night. You can see like sort of cutting up various forms of fruit, sort of setting up and stocking the bar is a female Zeltron. That is operating. And so, yeah, sort of one of these sort of long flowing black hair, sort of pinkish skin, mostly, other than that, sort of looks very humanoid. And turns and sees you there and is like, good to see you all back here. Welcome back to the Millennium Falcon.
We would know her name, right?
Yeah, so this is Cage.
Cage.
Spelled.
Cage. Did you get the blue milk in? I could use some blue milk.
Some blue milk? Absolutely.
Thank you.
So she just gets you a glass of just tepid blue milk, as it is traditionally served. And
You're paying for this, right? Because it's mandatory.
Sure. Yeah. It's on
Cool.
me. Drinks on me.
Krillin L, make it a triple. I know that's not legal, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Ooh, getting feisty, Tipgala. Please, once again, do not punch anyone in here. I will give you this drink.
Well,
Do not punch anyone in the Millennium Falcon.
I will do my best, okay?
Don't punch him in
it'd be
the
better
throat.
if I have a little bit of alcohol.
All right, and she like she says it as she's pouring, then she hands you like, it's like, it's like a. Oh, this is so dumb. It's like one of those like boot like the boot style glasses, except it's like a little statue of Han Solo in carbonite.
I want that.
it's actually a really good idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we've
I don't have a good read on the point of view of this place. Do they like this man, or they're celebrating his most tormented time? I don't care.
But look,
They
you can
don't
see the
think he
outline of his
smells like
woohoo.
You can see the outline of his woo. Wait, what? I'm not going to.
well, Jansen, to answer your question, basically, we didn't really have these glasses, but Gracchus sort of insisted that if we were going to have this Millennium Falcon here, we had to have something detailing his...
Balance the scales, I understand.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any Al-Sakani brandies or wines in stock, or do you still refuse to carry those on principle?
Only Corellian drinks inside the Millennium Falcon.
Cool, blue milk then.
Yeah.
I'll just try the ale, okay? It's delicious.
How did that happen so fast?
My point.
I want whatever she's having.
Oh,
Give me some of that.
all right. Venom, what are you going to drink?
Nothing. I'll probably have a sip of yours. No more than a sip.
No. What do you? Is this what you want? I have a blue milk. Do you want a blue milk?
No, thank you. I'll have a sip of that.
I'm going to give you this blue milk.
You can have some of mine. Here you go. Have some.
All right,
And-
thank you.
And you, new guy.
Murr. Nice to
Murr.
meet you. What was it? Cage?
Cage, yeah.
Cage, yeah.
No,
I'll
no,
have
Cage.
whatever the.
I was agreeing.
tip roll.
Cage, yeah, is not my name.
Right, yeah. Cage, yeah. Whatever the tip girls have it, I'll have whatever you get because it certainly looks good.
All right, another. Do you also want a triple?
Let's keep it a single for now, and we'll see if we can triple it up later.
Okay.
I mean, maybe this is the mushrooms talking, but isn't a triple ale just 3 times the quantity, not 3 times the
Nope.
potency?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That is not the.
This is my 4th one.
So that's your
okay?
12th. Is that right by this math?
No.
No.
How did you do that so
No.
fast?
I don't know. I sometimes.
Yours is shaped like a glass thermal detonator, Murdenki. It's like a rock
Stylish.
explosive.
Where are these glasses in real life? I need one.
I need a thermal detonator shot glass, actually, immediately.
I
need to
don't
find
like
one.
to drink after you, Venom. Tipgala, are you feeling okay? What if we got you some water?
No.
Oh, wait, let me finish. What if we got you some Corellian water?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cage, could we please get just a bunch of Corellian water for Tipgala?
Certainly, I'll give you waters for the whole group.
But Corellian, like...
Of course. Well, everything inside the Millennium Falcon is Corellian.
Right, I understand, Cage. I'm literally saying that if she realizes that we need imported water from Corellia. Like, if she realizes it's not, she will punch someone. And I know you don't want that. And I don't really want to deal with that. Because she was singing really well.
Yeah, it'll probably be you, because you're the one that would have lied to her then.
Oh, you know what? While we've got you here, Cage, C Major over here was saying, what was it that you were saying about Corellians? They're like, their deep sadness is covered with an act of cool. Like, what is your deep sadness?
I'm just sipping my ale watching this.
Well, I'm not actually Corellian. So, I don't actually...
But that's a comment one should not be saying anywhere within
Oh,
the Millennium
I should
Falcon.
note...
Got it.
I should note that that Cage also does have like sort of the tunic and black vest, and that seems to be the uniform.
Sure. And the blood stripes on the pants, sure.
Yeah.
If you're not Corellian,
Yeah.
why do you work on a Corellian ship?
You
Question.
know,
That's a really good
Cage,
question.
Fair
uh,
question, yeah.
Cage got to eat, and Corellians tip really well.
Great answer.
Does
Yeah, I used to work over in the lower industrial district, and they do not tip well there.
That's true. It's much more of a tourist trap here.
But
Does Cage know Nico's son?
no.
All right. Well,
But certainly, I understand what you're asking for, Chanson. Hang on one second.
Thank you.
And
it's funny that Modanki's paying for this because this is going to be carking expensive, because this is like water from some like spring, some Corellian mountaintop.
yes, it's
shipped across the galaxy.
According, as I understand, this water is from sort of some of the melting glaciers at the northernmost mountain of Corellia and Corellia, and it's sort of in a sort of a frosted glass, sort of triangular bottle. So how many of these did you want? One for each of you? Is that what's going on?
No, just Tipgala. Actually, Mer, it's your
All
call.
of them?
Just for tipping here.
Okay. And it is, the bottle has been sort of refrigerated, it's cool to the touch, and it is refreshing water. It tastes like money.
It tastes like. I'm just gonna take it and just gonna put it to my head, like, so much better.
That's about right. Oh, but Denki, let us teach you. I'm a sinner for Sindula. That'll get a big kick.
Sure. We're gonna have to do a few of my songs though, too. Just
That's fine. I mean, we genuinely know a lot of your songs because they're very popular. They play them in commercials.
I'd
and
expect
things.
you to. Yeah.
Which ones do you want to do? I'll put down our usual. I'm gonna start writing down like our usual set list.
Sure.
And then which of your tunes do you want on there?
Let's do.
Oh, you should. Tipgala could probably sing she could sing the Junland Blues.
Jungle Blues is a
What?
good one.
In a bit. Yes.
Come Away to Camino Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
What else would there be?
You got
Sabak Shift.
I don't know Sabak Shift.
Calm Me Anytime.
I know Calm Me Anytime. Should we do your what's the Rishi maze?
Rishi Labier. Yeah.
Oh right, Rishi Labier. Yeah.
And then I think the other big hit you had was Carbonite Freeze.
Oh.
Hey, thematic for where we are right
Yeah,
now. Right?
point at Tip Gala's glass. Sure. Okay, we'll add Carbonite Freeze on there. Here we'll take out. Does anybody need drugs yet?
Seems like you do, friend.
Sure. I always need them. I'll give Neela another mushroom.
This is for later. Thank
Sure.
you.
Okay.
I'm using my leku to hydrate. It's humid in here.
Are you okay if we don't do if we don't do your flaunt song about the what's the flower growing out of the rusted fuel cells in the swamp? Is it okay if we skip that one tonight?
Listen, if I feel like we have a very environmentally friendly group tonight, I think we should do it. But if it's mostly Corellians, no.
Okay, so I'll put that as a maybe, I guess, Madanki. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we can keep it on the
Play
waiting
it
list.
by leku, you know what I'm saying?
You feel it by your level.
I don't, but
and I'll take off all of my Al-Sakani chamber pieces at the end because no one wants to hear those. Okay, great.
You should play those as people as they arrive into the venue. It'll get them in the mood.
It probably
what
won't.
Exactly.
Okay.
No
What's that?
offense.
What's What's that?
What's what?
Okay. Drink your milk.
Did you all want anything to eat? No, I can probably get the kitchen to whip up like at least like a spice loaf.
Anybody?
You know, if I could just get a little bread, it might help for later. Just.
It's
Let's get an extra spice loaf for this.
Okay. Just so you're aware, Merdenki, because I think you've never really experienced anything with Corellia. It seems like a spice loaf is more like a dense meat loaf.
Anything
runs
that is
right through
filling
me.
is kind of what she needs right now. So.
Yeah, I guess let's get 3. Let's see, we can get the Coronut City garlic bread. Let's get some Don't Layer Your Hands on Me jalapeno poppers. What's this? I don't know how you. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It's in the Wookiee language.
Yeah. It's just. Okay. It's just what we call the Wookiee cookies. It's more of the dessert thing.
That's fine. I don't know. Anybody else want anything?
No, that's it.
Need a bite.
All right, that's some pretty good spread. I'll get the kitchen to kind of bring you some stuff, and you can kind of keep. Was this like a bonding exercise? You know what? I don't care.
Is Cage with a K or a C?
With a C.
Chanson, I need to borrow a pen and paper. I'm having an idea for a new song right now.
All right. Well, it's a data pad because we're in the space age, but sure, here you go.
Thank you.
I don't know. She talks about pen and papers constantly.
It is just free history for it. It's so rare that anyone actually writes. It's like unless a place is incredibly poor or archaic, no one doesn't use data pads.
Most people go their whole lives without writing.
Or even seeing written script.
Right.
This bitch is writing right now.
She's
high as a kite.
She's
She is describing
She
her.
loves the environment. So
I bet it's all right. Should we take bets on it? Tip Gala, should we make a wager?
Do me a favor, Neela.
Mm-hmm.
Just make a fine motor skills roll for me.
Okay, hold on. Is that under
It would be
physical?
under
your
power?
physical, yeah.
Should be like the fourth one down.
You know what? It's so funny because I thought when we were rolling these characters out, I should have given that one more points.
You're all right though.
You're not bad. Yeah, you're.
Super, like a big fail.
Big fail. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you roll? What number?
Yeah. What number? Did you roll?
76.
76. Okay. It's just a regular failure.
Kind of a big failure.
It's a regular failure. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a fumble. Fumbles are, but by and large, it's gonna make sense to you, Neela. You understand what you wrote down. I don't think anyone else is going to.
Never mind. We can't make a wager, Tibgala. There's literally no way we can understand what she wrote, so we can't make a wager as to what she's writing about.
Those words are a drawing of a cat hat.
I couldn't tell you.
Not sure.
Might be either. How drunk does Tibgala seem?
Tell you what, Tibgala, make an endurance roll for me.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Where's my endurance? Oh, please be higher.
Should be
Uh-oh.
I promise you I'm not actually drunk. This is just ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, where is it?
It's under physical.
physical.
Right?
It's third down on the top of physical. You're not bad.
Ooh! I got 61, which is just regular success.
Yeah, you think like Tibgala's more just happy to be here,
Okay.
right? Than anything. She's maybe got a little buzz going on, but she's mostly holding it together. The water's definitely helping.
Okay, good. I'll say to her in rill, just I'll be like, just let me know if you feel unsteady, okay?
Oh, don't worry, I'm okay.
Okay. You can even Tibgala is aware I can read Leku sign. Actually, Neela is aware of this too, so you guys can always speak to me in Leku sign without like giving things away to people who don't speak that. So I'm saying that to you in rill, kind of just like, let me know if you're okay.
Neela is saying 7 random nouns in a row in Leku sign.
Okay, alright.
Birdhouse. What is she saying about a birdhouse?
Around this time, someone approaches, a server approaches with sort of trays of food. They have on a wig that has Leia buttons and sort of the white dress that she was first appeared on screen on, and sort of drops off sort of these trays of foods, or these like finger foods in the center. Your Princess Leia jalapeno poppers and such. Yeah, is there anything else I can get? Any of you? Do you need any
Ooh, can you tell me where the little boy's sister's room is?
Oh yeah, it's yeah, I'm sorry. It's in the back. It's if you just walk past where the hyperdrive would be, it's where the hyperdrive would normally be on the ship.
I'll be right back.
Don't get kidnapped.
She'll make it back.
Jansen, roll a luck roll for me real quick.
Ooh, failure by a very small. You know what? I have a lot of them. I'm gonna spend a luck point to re-roll that, or a fate force point.
Force point to reroll. Sure.
I'm gonna spend a fate
Should
point.
I go with her?
Success.
Fine.
You should stay in one place and eat, actually.
Okay.
Success. She does not get abducted.
That's for the best. I'm glad I spent that force point, because I just don't want to deal with that. Oh my god! Wait, I have a I mean, I won't do it, but I have a bonus on all my luck rolls. I forgot. Wouldn't have helped.
All right.
Awesome.
So, I guess, is there anything else any of you want to discuss before the performance tonight?
No, we have a set list. It's decent, I think. I'll even I'll show Merdenki like the tablature, for the for that song for
Yeah.
I'd be a sinner
good
for
enough.
Syndulla. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Cool. Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. I spent a luck point or a force point, so you were not kidnapped.
Whatever.
So then you can all sort of, I mean, if there's anything else you want to talk about or anything like that. If not, you finish your various themed finger foods. the Wookiee cookies are in fact shaped like Chewbacca's head. Well, it's a mix of that. Some of them are like Chewbacca's head, some of them are his bandolier.
I feel bad eating the one shaped like a head.
They're
I do.
I don't.
We did that. Enjoy. Okay.
the food is all fine.
Yeah. There's certainly better food than this place.
3 stars.
And
No, see,
Murdenki,
3 stars. In this band, there are 3 stars.
There's 3 stars?
Makes sense to me.
I was gonna roll with it. What were you saying?
At this sort of towards the end, the sort of Leia, the waitress, returns and sort of pulls up their R2D2 shaped data pad and asks, "Did you want anything else, or should I close you out?"
Here. Just give us.
Okay, great. And she sort of hands you the data pad with a bill for 1,200 credits.
Yeah. I sign it without even like blinking, but I tip like just enough to be acceptable, but like barely, like right on the edge.
Like 12%.
Yeah, like 12.5%.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Wait, where are our credits on our sheets? Do we have credits on our sheets?
They're down in your inventory. It's like at the bottom. It's kind of on one of the things.
Oh gosh, I don't have a lot of money.
You probably don't know.
No, you probably don't.
I'm glad that you bought. All of a sudden, the thought.
Anyways, let's go.
The thought of money just made Neela completely sober up.
It does that, doesn't it? So please open myself after seeing that bill. Anyways,
if there's any final preparations you would all like to make before the show, if not,
Splash of water to the face.
Sure.
Now I do have, and I would imagine you've all. I have a non-habit forming. I have a non-habit forming substance called lambents. Let me see.
Lambent.
It's called Lambents 75. If you take it, you get 1 bonus to your musical performance roll.
what happened to Lambents 1 through 74?
That's a great question.
Most of them were fine. We don't want to talk about 63. Several boffins died to bring us this better formula. But 75 is how should I phrase this to you, Madenki? 75 is the version of Lambents that has no habit forming. I can give it to people and you take it and it makes you play good and then you'll have no adverse effects afterwards.
Says who? Do you have double-blind studies?
I mean, yes, much trial and error in studies of this. This is what I've been giving to everyone in the band for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that actually explains why you're not all fired at this point. All right, cool.
Do you want one? Yeah, sure. I'll hand out Lemon 75 to anyone who wants one.
No,
Excellent.
I don't need it.
Great.
Thank you.
I'm not taking another mushroom before we play.
I think that's.
I told you I'm a
I
professional.
think that's wise.
So, it basically, taking this drug, it is sort of like well, I guess it feels like a little bit like it's a slight, let's call it a light hallucinogen, just enough to give you like a little groove.
So I can like see colors now.
Yeah, but it basically like lets you tune into the music, right?
Okay.
It kind of so one thing that I think certainly Chanson would probably know this given all this study, that one thing that's unique about Bith is that they see colors associated with sounds. And so this sort of like kind of gets you a little closer to how Bith perceives sound.
Yeah. It's for Neela with your echolocation, with your Montrals, it's probably very pronounced. It actually, what it's doing is I take a little bit of, it's not even spice, I take a little bit of Bacta. And I've refined it to the point that you just get a little bit of that hallucinogenic sort of Bacta flow.
Not bad. Not bad.
But,
hey, could you all tell me your names again, by the way? I'm just gonna take notes. I'm gonna introduce y'all while we're playing. So I just don't wanna,
Tell you what,
mess it up.
I'm gonna write it down for you, okay? Oh, wait, no one
I
knows how
love
to write
writing.
things. Right.
I'll write it.
Neela, write my name, please.
Here, write
I'm
my name.
learning
Write
the
all
art-
the names on my.
Neela, please write our
Okay.
names on his hand so he
Okay.
says them right.
Okay. Oh, it's real. Oh gosh. Your hand is very small. It's hard to fit all of our names on here.
It's for the
Burn.
precise movements.
So who is taking I'm marking down my supplies. Who is taking Lamb and 75? Neela and Myrrh. Tipgala, you don't?
No, still trying to sober up.
Understood. If you want something to sober up, I do have something for that.
Venom, do you take
Mind
Lambent?
it.
No, I don't need it.
I want you. I made it almost exclusively for you. Okay, it's fine.
That's so sweet. But no.
I'll just give you a caffeine pill. It's like a shot of caf as a,
Yes.
no mechanical effect, but it's like you downed 2 espressos.
All right. So then
Love that.
we will fast forward to this evening's performance, which is a different performance than the one we began. So Merdenki, we will find you in the same moment. So if you would once again like to introduce the band and yourself after you finish a solo.
Sure, yeah. Hey everybody, I'm sure you know who I am, but just in case, I'm Murdanky. This is my band here. Let me introduce them. First up, we've got, let me see. I'm looking at this old man. All right. On the organo loop, we've got a Chancy Motel, and Graph Tambourine. We've got Vendor Risk, and vocals. We've got Tippy Wemmy Cooper. Yeah, that's definitely her name. And on the Shillian Dulcimer, we got Neeler Fax. Hope you enjoy the music, everybody.
And there is a smattering of applause as there's maybe a dozen or so people there. It's sort of an off night. But by and large, above and large, it seems like the performance went over pretty well. Just do me a favor, everyone just go ahead and make a general performance roll.
General performance.
So
Yes.
not our instruments.
Not your specific instruments.
Now, do the people get the 1 bonus if they took the Lambents?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So Neela,
Oh
you
my
get a bonus,
God.
and Merdenki get a bonus.
Oh, cool. That went from a 73 to a 3.
no.
So, vital success, I think.
And you rolled your D20, right, Jeremy?
Oh, right. I can do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to use any force points or anything?
Cool. That's a negative 15.
So that's a.
Oh, now
So
I'm-
you rolled. I'm sorry. What did you roll?
A negative 15.
Okay.
Wait, so how does the force point thing work?
So with a force point, you can spend a force point, and you can re-roll everything. So if you have bonuses, you re-roll everything, and you can do it multiple times.
You can also spend force points before you roll to give yourself bonuses, which I did. I somehow managed to roll a 4, which is a normal success.
Can I get a bonus with my caffeine pill?
No. Unfortunately, the caffeine pill just sort of brings you back up to base level, right? But you can spend force points to roll, and you can spend luck to change the roll.
You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna spend a force point to reroll. Let's see if it gets any better.
Well, remember, force points refresh every session, right? Luck is the
True.
stuff that doesn't come back.
Use your force
Same.
points.
I got a solid 3 points better.
Excellent. So, all right. So we'll start with Jansen. Jansen, what'd you get?
Normal success.
Normal success?
Shockingly. So I have a 5 in basic performance.
All right.
Most of us are going to have 5s in this ability.
Yeah. Venom.
I got an 85.
on a 5?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Tip Gala.
I got a 30 on a 5.
Okay. Neela?
22 on a 5.
22 on a 5. Okay. So...
I don't get fired.
Negative 15 on the 99.
Negative 15 on the 99. So, Murdeki, you're doing some carrying here, but basically this is going to be a little bit of a montage moment. So over the preceding weeks, we sort of see that, like, you have your starts and stops here. It's a little more rough going across the week here. When they're playing their hits, you're sort of seamlessly kind of getting into there. But anytime you want to introduce maybe something of your new compositions that you try to work in, things don't go great, right? They sort of can't seem to pick up on sort of these new, maybe more esoteric, more like Sgt. Pepper's-esque stuff that you're trying to do in your your later career here. But by and large, overall, you kind of start to form together a little more as a band over the few days. I should also note that during this time, Murdenki, you will start to discover a few things that are a little bit maybe were not made clear to you by Gahahafun. So you have like a stipend, you have like a salary that you're paid. You're paid by Grakas the Hutt, right? And when you go to collect it. After this your first payday, right? There is like the sum of money that you were told would be your normal weekly rate, right? But then there's all these costs that are getting taken out of it. And you're starting to realize why maybe no one else had any money to kind of blow at the Millennium Falcon the way that they did, right? Because you notice that room and board gets taken out. There's an alcohol thing that's taken out. And by the time all's said and done, you don't seem to have too much spending money. Like enough to go out a little bit, right? Also, you're not sure what's going on. You haven't quite, you're getting in touch with your representative at the Intergalactic Banking Clan, but you seem a little locked out of your credits. They're not depositing into your account every day. Like normal. So there's just almost something like in looking at this number, it's almost like it's something that's like uniquely calculated to give you just enough to kind of have like a decent life, but not enough to really leave here. It's like it's been exactly calculated.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah. It's almost like signing a deal with a Hutt. Really only works in one person's favor.
I'm sure that's not correct.
So, I'm not sure how you'll process all of that, but you do at this moment seems like you are a little more stuck on Nar Shaddaa. Maybe this won't be the because you, I believe, signed only like a season or two contract. Right, it was like one season with the option to renew for a second season. At the Hutt's discretion. Sort of like a trial run contract.
Right, yeah.
But you kind of start to come to this realization sort of the night of when you will finally be performing in front of Grakas the Hutt. So, however you want to, if you want to process that, if you want to talk to your bandmates about that, feel free. But I feel like we will probably find you all kind of getting ready before the night. That performance, your first performance in front of the Hutt.
Sure.
And we can do it in the normal performance area before everyone has sort of arrived. Just Stebix there.
As I'm tuning my flugelhorn, I was kind of casually. Never asked this, but how much is Grakas paying all?
You're not supposed to ask that. There's never supposed to be any sort of transparency with payments. That's like
we get paid?
Oh boy.
Uh-huh. All right. Well.
Hold on. Does Stebix pay? Who has our money?
Oh, you'd be paid by Zook.
I'll
the
try
major
to.
drummer.
I'm just like, is Zoog around?
He's pretty easily
I'll
summoned.
just walk over to Zoog and say, Zoog, do you have a bunch of back payments for Venom?
Oh, well, you see, because of the sort of arrangement that you sort of brought in, we've sort of been paying her out of your shares. Since she's not sort of actually an inducted member of the band.
Right, but so she hasn't you haven't been paid though. She hasn't.
Oh,
That's not true. I hand her money every week.
Venom, you get handed money every week.
Oh yeah.
Why did you say
wait,
you
that's
didn't?
what we're doing with that?
That's your. What was this thing about she's coming out of my shares?
Yes, I believe we started with 40% of your normal pay.
To be moved up to 50.
Upon improvement, yes.
No.
Hey, you should really be incentivized to improve then, huh?
Yes, we work on a meritocracy here, as you know.
Would
The
that
better you are, the better you get paid.
Ooh, take
If
a
that
chance
were
on
true,
me
then
over
I'd be
here.
getting paid a whole lot more.
Well, you're still very early on here in your tenure, Murdanky. There's been a lot of talented musicians that have come before you that have sort of held this role of band leader.
I mean, there's a lot of talented musicians, or so-called talented, but there's only one Murdanky in the galaxy.
How much money do you get when you're handed money, Venom?
I don't really know the amount, but I have been using it to kind of make like a Destiny's Child kind of co-award for you and me. Like your top and my bottoms kind of like match, but not too much.
Very cute. Very cute.
Thank you.
But don't lose those complicated
So,
jacks, because those are
just-
eye candy.
To paint a little clearer picture for
She
you,
gets
Murdanky.
it. She gets
Your
it.
your normal rate is something like 3,000 credits a week. That's sort of like your normal. That's like a low ball thing that you thought you were given just to kind of get out. After all the fees or stuff, you probably end up with about 800 to 1,000 credits,
That's usury, man.
right? Then, and you're probably getting something like 250 credits a week. Out of Chanson's like 750.
So, question.
God, thank God for selling drugs, because otherwise I'd have nothing.
Why do I only seem to have 100 credits? Did I?
Oh, speaking of Neela, you owe me for the mushrooms.
Oh God.
Thanks.
Yes, I believe that's probably why, Neela.
Well, it couldn't have all gone to mushrooms.
No, it definitely did not all, because I honestly sell them to you at cost. You just use a lot of mushrooms.
Also, if I recall, Neela, you've sort of requested that part of your payment be delivered to you in crystals.
Oh my God! Did you guys see my new show pants covered in crystal? And she jangles her little pantaloons.
It's hard not to see them
We did.
naturally.
They're impressive.
But they're very shiny.
Shingle, shangle.
I'm worried about if you step wrong, well, just don't get an infection or anything if you cut yourself or, I don't know.
Listen, crystals are currency in some galaxies.
That's true, but they're also very, very sharp pieces of glass that you've just covered your legs in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gotta live on the edge if you want to make good jizz.
True.
That's what I always say.
Yep. Yep.
They're paying. Venom is paid for mine. Okay.
No, to be expanded upon more later.
Well,
so like we'll get
yes.
50-50 later. Don't worry.
Yes, Zug, we were under the I was under the impression, and our arrangement is that this is an assistant of yours.
No, that is how I sold it. That's fair. No, you're fine. That's fine. I can.
If you want, Chanson, we can return. I mean,
No, you're fine. You're fine. Continue on as you were. Venom said she was not being paid at all, but I forgot that she doesn't remember things that happened to her or are said to her, so it's all fine. She's simply not. Venom is a very, very talented grav tambourine player, provided she's playing on automatic mode. And she's just not so reliable when you ask her to remember things that she should know.
Okay, well, she is right here.
I know she is.
Okay, well, was there anything else I can do for you?
No, just that question. Thank you so much.
Very good. Very good. Have a good show tonight. Gracchus will be in attendance.
I always have a good show.
Wonderful.
At this point, I don't know if you would have chose to. I'd say Chanson. Maybe you're the only one who. Venom might know this because she probably would have picked it up. What happened to Stokes?
Now, what did happen to Stokes?
So you would know that Stokes did, as you all said, he was not necessarily the best band leader.
Yeah.
And so he was offered a way out of his contract. And it was through the arena. And I think that Gracchus took his performance of Leap Jump personally, which is why he entered the arena.
Oh.
The rest of the group, like, it's not sort of widely known. Like, it wasn't like a public display.
Okay.
But I'd say it basically because of maybe your connections.
Yeah.
Chanson, you may have heard about this in a way that the others didn't. As far as they know, he just, was replaced.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have that information, should you wish to share it with Murdenki, either before this performance or not.
I'll look Murdenki up and down. And he's proven himself a pretty talented musician. He's not as pretentious as I sort of feared. Many of the jizz masters are just very full of themselves. But Murdenki, I feel like perhaps he should deserve some kind of warning. But he keeps calling me Chansey, so fuck it. Criffit, rather. I'll say nothing.
Are you saying something, Chansey?
No, that was internal monologue.
Great. All right. Well, we're all ready.
All right.
If you don't like a contract, you should talk to Gracchus about it. I don't say that.
I might.
That's too far. Okay. Well, then maybe. Where's your tambourine? Where's your grav tambourine?
Yes.
No, where is it? You were about walking on stage.
Okay.
Where did you put it?
Yeah, no, that guy has it, but he's gonna give it back later.
Who is that guy?
Okay, I'll get it. Be right back.
Okay, and we now pick up at the end of the or at that break after a solo from Murdenki where we began.
Okay.
And Murdenki has introduced the band. There's applause, and echoing over, you hear, oh, ho, 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 ho. And looking above, Murdenki sort of squinting past the lights, looking for the source that above, sort of in sort of a almost like a opera box style, but the solo box directly looking down on the stage. You can see a large green-skinned hut up there, and it is sort of the middle of your set, but you sort of get motioned over by Zoog. That's where Daniel sort of floats over, and he sort of motions you over to the side of the stage.
Just to keep bandwidth on, I got something to do. Walk down. Walk up.
Yes, so you sort of come over and say, just like, yes, I understand this is sort of the middle of your set, but
Yeah.
it's, Gracchus would like to speak with you.
Anything for the boss, right?
So I don't know if you want to call sort of a break or to sort of let the band keep playing. It's sort of...
They're fine. They can keep
Okay.
going.
And so without a word to you all, Murdenki just walks off the stage. Being led by Zoog. And Zoog takes you sort of up like a sort of a lift almost. He takes you kind of like behind. There's like a door, and there's like like a guarded entrance, and there's a lift up. And as you sort of enter into there, you can see Gracchus in all his glory. He is probably something close to 9 or 10 feet tall. Sort of green skin hut. He is not on like a litter or on some sort of moving platform. That's probably one of the first things that really catches your eye. You notice that he has sort of what look like these sort of robotic spider legs, sort of attached to. He has about 8 legs along the bottom, on some sort of. It's unclear at the moment to you whether or not they're sort of implanted in him or he's on some sort of device. But this looks like a much more mobile hut than any you've ever seen or heard of. Also, noticing as you sort of look him up and down, you can see that he has sort of a necklace on around his neck, his very large neck. You see a necklace, and as you look closer, now granted, you haven't seen these used personally, but everyone knows about what these things are. You see lightsaber hilts sort of hanging around his neck.
Goodly.
Maybe 15 or so of them. And actually, go ahead and make a culture or history roll for me, whichever you like.
Let's go with. They're the same. Okay. Uh, 10.
10?
That's extreme success. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Maybe it's just sort of one of these things that seeing all those lightsabers around his neck, you suddenly recognize the style of architecture of this performance space that you've been in, and a little bit of it is like that. It is very similar to what the Jedi Temple interior looked like when you toured it on Coruscant. And in fact, there is like, you notice like there's these sort of like, at least in his room, there's sort of like the subtle engraving of the sort of that symbol of the Jedi Order, the Jedi Academy, which, as you know, no longer exists. But something that now you sort of see and rings a bell to you. And as you sort of stand there before Gracchus, he goes, and speaking in Huttese, which you do not understand, but Zug will translate for you. But for the ease of this moment, I will just sort of speak as Gracchus to you. He says, "Well, Merdanki, your reputation precedes you. Let us talk about your future." And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh, boy. I bet he's going to offer me a raise, right? He's going to offer me a raise.
But it seems like that. It seems like he was really impressed by your performance. He wanted to end it mid-performance to call you up. It was so good that mid-show, he wanted to call you in and give you a raise.
Stop. Yeah. I don't want to hear any more. Oh, jeez. I hate you.
So that is our first episode of a More Wretched Hive. So thank you, players. Thank you for rolling with all of this weirdness and playing lots of music and drinking a lot, as musicians do. So
Timkal's like on it.
So yes, and thank you everyone who tuned in to watch and watch the first non-Philip show. Hopefully you'll be back.
Good job,
Yes, very good.
But we do have other shows that are Philip-centric shows.
I'm not sure that's how.
And
I
he's
would
not a
describe
drug
them.
dealer in any of them.
In a sense, I'm a drug dealer in all of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Friday night he is more a drug dealer than not.
Oh
but
my God, Friday guys.
So,
oh boy.
So this is Sunday night. This is the one I run a More Wretched Hive. But on Monday nights, Philip runs a Star Wars game.
Yes, on Mondays, please. So come back on Monday. We have a new Star Wars game. It's called Civilized Age. We had our first session of that last week. Pierce is a player in that, along with Lauren, Dan. We have Kevin is back for that one, and we have a new player, Millie, who is great. So come and check that out. That has a very different vibe than this one. That game, for reasons that will become clear, does not have a living force but a cosmic force is the name of the game master for that game. On Tuesdays, we have Murder by Murder, our Agatha Christie-style murder mystery game. Jeremy's in that one. You should definitely check that out. That's on Tuesday at 7:30. On Friday, it's happening. We are going to Voluptua in Blood from a Stone. It's going to be a lot. I'm putting an additional content warning on that. We are playing a new system that I'm in the process of devising that uses foreplay dice. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
That's how that system works in Voluptua. So that's going to be ridiculous. Please join us on Friday for that. Or don't if you don't think you want to. Because I would not go there if you didn't want to. On Saturday, we have a game. It's not a game. I keep calling it a game because they're all games, but this is not a game. It is a kind of a talk show, chat show stream called Long Lost Loves. That is with Lauren and Liv and various special guests as they talk about kind of nostalgic things from their past that they're into. Please go to the About page here on our Twitch to sort of see the cool things all of our players get up to. Definitely go to our Discord where you can see everything we get up to there. And you can read recaps of all these games that we post, so that's cool. Do we have any other? Anybody else want to add any?
Lauren wants you to follow. Lauren wants you to follow our TikTok.
Well, yes, please continue following our TikTok. Our TikTok has 1,000 followers.
Excellent.
So we got
Does
to
that mean the thing is happening?
We can now stream. We can now go live on TikTok, and we can do that. Because, apostrophe this, it's not the dance. The dance was something else. The dance has already been earned by people subscribing to this channel. The dance just hasn't happened yet. Is Lauren here right now? Am I going to get yelled at?
Is Lauren here right now?
Lauren is here, so apologies for the things I'm saying, besmirching you. The dance has not, I hope the dance is in process. She says I'm sorry in all caps, so there you go. Yeah. But no, this means that we can go live on TikTok, so we can do TikTok. I don't really understand what it means. I guess it means if you like watching something on TikTok, we can do something. I don't know what that part is. Yeah. Anyway, anyone want to plug anything? Say anything. Talk about anything. Say a Star Wars thing they like. Anyone?
Oh, Jeremy, go ahead. I know you have something to plug.
Oh yeah, I do a webcomic called Travelers of Tolaria. If you like fantasy and magic and shit, you should check it out. It's on Webtoons, Tapas, and Tumblr. So. If you want to read that, I'd love it if you checked it out. I'll put a link in the chat.
Indeed.
And
very good. I think that's...
Anna?
Yeah, hi. I cook for you online. That's what I do. Hold on, I just switched the regular time. Yep, that's it. I was right. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. I cook food on Instagram, so come hang out.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a half an hour.
It's fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything? Any just fun Star Wars things?
My fun Star Wars thing for this week is that on Paramount Plus, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is very good.
Yes.
It's very good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Also, actually, wait. If we're talking about TV shows, Orville on Hulu is actually very interesting.
It's good.
Really good.
Season
it reminds you of original Star Trek.
Is that the Seth MacFarlane thing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Season 3, New Horizons. Is that your favorite show, like right now? Would you say?
Listen, it makes me feel nervous to say a very favorite, but yeah.
I receive more messages from you about that than really about anything else. Yeah, it's really good. It's also my only criticism of Strange New Worlds is that it looks too good. It looks like too slick, because then we watch Orville, you're like, no, this is how it should look. It's all just like flat and 90s. Yeah, 90s and flat. Absolutely.
And I guess since we're just talking about generally sci-fi stuff, I'll recommend Paper Girls on Amazon. It's really good. It's really good.
A really cool comic series.
Lauren would like me to mention on that subject, and Beth, this is a thing I'm sure you'll be we would love for you to participate in. We did a Star Trek game this past Friday. We did a one-off Star Trek game. I think in terms of as a single session of stuff, I don't recall something going better than that. So we are going to actually be doing one at least once a month. Probably in our Friday slot. We may find a different time for it. We're just going to do a Star Trek, like, kind of one-shot, like, continuing single episodic thing. So we'll have lots of guest stars for that, and everybody wears costumes. And it's really fun. So please look forward to those in the future. But until then, we have games on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and a talk show on Saturdays.
You're insane, Philip.
I don't do the talk show. I don't run this one.
Yeah, so Philip's actually doing better. He's down to 3 games a week he's running instead of 4.
Although we might.
Don't worry, he is creating work for himself on this show. Do not worry.
Don't you worry about that. Well, in that case, that's all I've got, Pierce. If you wanna,
all right,
you wanna send it out.
Well, okay then. Then, until next time, remember, the music will save us. Good night.
Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta uvre. Rishi labir groove snores lagel kor. Rishi labir usas nos dovre.